Hello everyone, I'm your host Pensyfan19 and welcome to the November 2024 Pensyfan Periodical. This is a monthly news series which covers most of the major railroading headlines from around the world, as well as my opinions on them. We have a lot of articles to go over today, so with that in mind, let's get rolling. First off is a small but significant update to a passenger rail startup, as Dreamstar Rail has selected DesignWorks, a BMW Group company, to create initial concept designs for its passenger car interiors and exteriors, with new renderings of Siemens chargers being showcased as the lead engine, but nothing so far for the coaches themselves, though this is still an improvement from their previous rendering, which appears to be AI generated. This privately operated startup is offering overnight service between Los Angeles and San Francisco as early as the summer of 2025, which appears to be an incredibly short amount of time, seeing that it's roughly just 6 months away. I'm not sure what exactly the coaches will look like if they're only entering the design phases for the rolling stock with a start date just a few months away, nor if they'll be using brand new rolling stock or if they'll simply be refurbishing existing stock. With that said, I could see one of two outcomes. One, Dreamstar designs new rolling stock, likely modified Siemens Ventures due to their interest in Siemens chargers based on recent renderings, but the start date is pushed back by a bit to account for the construction and testing of new stock. Or two, Dreamstar purchases and refurbishes existing surplus coaches, either extra Amtrak coaches or maybe even some heritage coaches from the 50s, with a leased engine leading the train. So this way the start of service would still be the summer of 25. The latter of these two options would be similar to X-Train, a proposed passenger rail startup from the late 2000s who offered luxury passenger service between LA and Las Vegas, who simply refurbished two Bud coaches for a trial run in 2013 led by a Union Pacific ST40. Likewise, the second option could be a temporary solution as well, in which refurbished older stock is utilized until newer rolling stock is built and takes its place, but this way the company is still running trains in the meantime. But whatever happens, it'll be great to see this new passenger service launch sometime soon, as it could hopefully spur the launch of other passenger rail startups and or spur the launch of new night train services between major cities either by Amtrak or by other startups, as this could further encourage more people to take passenger rail across the country, by giving people the option to take the train, fall asleep one night, and then wake up the next day in the next city. Speaking of which, here is some interesting news. Budapest has showcased a tram made entirely out of Legos, the Lumo Class 803 won a Golden Spanner Award, LNER station agents reviewed the accuracy of King's Cross in different movies, DB has cancelled procurement for the ICE-5 HST until further notice, the Salzburg S-Link light rail has been rejected by Austrian voters, Spirit Airlines filed for bankruptcy, NJ Transit released their sexiest transportation models with People magazine, Norfolk Southern is a partner with Alstom to create a battery diesel hybrid engine, and Amtrak 161, the Phase 1 50th Anniversary Heritage Unit, has been sidelined due to a massive engine fire in Washington, D.C. In regards to follow-up stories, CSX has released their Pan Am Heritage Unit, thus being the last of this batch of heritage units for now. Amtrak's Floridian started service by combining the Silver Star and the Capital Limited between Chicago and Miami, and congestion pricing is to be reinstated in New York City south of 60th Street, this time involving a fare of $9 instead of $15, starting on January 5th. In other news, Sean Duffy has been named the new U.S. Secretary of Transportation, NJT's Kingsland station is to be shut down and replaced by Lyndhurst, Ghana has started service on a new standard gauge railway, the Riyadh Metro is opened in Saudi Arabia, the Marina Bay MRT was the featured Wikipedia article for November 4th, while Flying Scotsman's 90th anniversary of its 100-mile-per-hour run was celebrated on the same site on the 30th. CAP is to deliver autonomous subway to the Madrid Metro, while Stadler is to construct new railcars for the Swiss RBS S-Bahn. The Barcelona airport is to purchase the Alstom Caradia Stream, while LTG Link is to purchase the Sadler Flirt. Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson in a fight. Indonesia has tested autonomous battery light rail. CRRC has released the TE36A for KTX. Chile is to convert the UT440 EMU to run on hydrogen, while the Antofagasta Railway has revealed their hydrogen-powered locomotive in the same country. The TFW Class 756 Tri-Mode MU has started service. Freightliner released its 60th anniversary livery on a Class 70. Ad wraps have been spotted for Wicked on a PKP ES64U4, as well as Moana 2 on a Trenitalia E414. Metro has released a Veterans unit on one of their F40s. Southern Pacific BU-30-7 has been donated to Midwest Rail Preservation, and CNO 614 is to be restored by the Strasburg Railroad with a current completion date of 2026. After all that, it is now time for this month's Meme of the Month. This month's Meme of the Month is... I'm Still Standing. And now, the top story of the November 2024 Pensyfan Periodical is... Caltrain rolling stock goes to Peru! Staying on the topic of passenger rail startups in the state of California, we once again return to the Bay Area, as most of Caltrain's retired stock will be leaving the country in order to help a new commuter rail service in the capital city of Lima, Peru. After being recently retired by Stadler Flirts that run on overhead wires, the iconic but now surplus F40s and Nippon Chariot gallery cars have been saved by a proposed commuter rail service on the other side of the equator, specifically between Callao and the outer suburbs of Chosica. Thankfully, this is yet another example of Central and South America being a safe haven for retired American engines and rolling stock, such as FIT in Mexico lately, as Peru and the commuter rail operator, FCCA, specifically also has a history of importing retired GE wide cabs and standard cabs. Better yet, the F40s themselves will be operable, as Caltrain received a waiver from the state of California to not drill the prime movers as they'll be used for new commuter service, as recent California state emissions laws otherwise require locomotives to be sold across state lines and have their prime movers drilled and rendered inoperable. Regardless, it's still great to see that passenger and freight equipment is being utilized for other purposes outside their home country, instead of simply being seen as worn out and scrapped, as I've always supported rebuilding existing rolling stock instead of simply scrapping them after some time. It's also good to see that F40s and gallery cars specifically are still seeing service life, as the F40s could be looked down upon by the state for their emissions as Tier 0 diesels, and gallery cars could be looked down upon for their lack of wheelchair accessibility, but Peru still saw their potential and their greater purpose of transporting as many people as possible instead of driving, as they ultimately saved them from being scrapped and forgotten about. It is through this act of rebuilding and continuous service that can introduce countless opportunities in passenger rail and freight rail around the world, which can result in fewer overall emissions and healthier commuting patterns, all while keeping iconic engines and coaches on the active roster. Thank you everyone for watching this month's episode of the Pensyfan Periodical. There have been a lot of rail news headlines for the month, and it will be very interesting to see what the future has in store for all these articles. Thank you again for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Have a good day.